Hello and welcome to Messages from Above with Toni G on Ask One Radio, the world's #1 psychic radio station. I'm coming to you live from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, where I'm just going to say it, it's a little bit chilly this evening. I mean, when I say a little bit, it's super duper cold, but always optimistic. No snow on the ground. So loving that. Loving it. All right. My name is Toni Greene, and I am a psychic, a channel, a medium. And I've had this gift since I have been a child, or at least for as long as I can remember. Let's put it that way. I take callers on this show. I take a minimum of 2 callers if I can, and I help to answer questions about their life, about work, about love, or I can help them to connect with loved ones on the other side. If you would like to connect, if you would like me to answer a question for you, please call in and let me do that for you now. Dial those numbers, call on in. Before I go to my first caller, though, I want to thank Marla Martinson, the Beverly Hills matchmaker. She interviewed me for her show today. I believe it's called Cosmic Connections. It's on my Facebook page. My Facebook page is Toni Greene, Psychic Channel Medium. It's also on my Facebook page, Messages from Above. So you can go to either page and get that information and watch that show. She also has posted it on her YouTube page. A very smart woman. I will have Marla Martinson on my show February 8th, and she will be talking all about matchmaking, how she does that. How does she match people to find their perfect soulmate? So mark your calendars for February 8th to listen in or watch in, so you can also maybe call in and find out how Marla Martinson matches soulmates. Excellent. We're going to go to the first. We're going to go to our first caller now. We're going to go to Vanessa in Texas. Hi, Vanessa. How are you this evening?
Hi, how are you? I'm great.
How
are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for asking. So, Vanessa, how can I help you this evening?
Well, I'm going through a lot of stuff right now with my husband. He's with his mother at the time, and he has severe mental problems, and I haven't heard from him since August 30th. And I basically want to know if you're able to see if he will contact me anytime soon and if I'll see him anytime soon.
Okay, so as soon as you started talking, the first thing I heard, when you said I'm going through a lot, the first thing I heard was breakup before you even brought up the husband part. So I'm really sorry for that. And I'm sorry that he is ill. It's very difficult for us to try to work with someone who's ill, but it must be very difficult from their standpoint also, everything they have to go through. So will he be calling you soon? I feel like he is. I feel like in or by February, you're going to receive a call from him. You're not going to like it. Now, I want to just reiterate, I'm a channel, so things come through me, and I don't always know what's coming out of my mouth. That's always fun. So I'm sorry that message came out a little bit straightforward. When he calls you, he's going to say some things that you really don't like, that you're not in agreement with, and that you're just, you're kind of feeling the complete opposite of him. This call is going to be very controversial. Is the word I'm getting?
What kind of things do you think that he'll tell me? Because our love has been very special. We always had a huge connection. I understand that he's under medicine now, so it's you know, he's probably not going to be in his right mind, I guess.
Okay. So if he's on medication, it's probably a lot more easier. It's probably easier to communicate with somebody while they're on medication. They're a little bit more logical, a little bit more grounded, if you will. Can I ask, is it, I'm getting two things. I'm getting two diagnoses. And I want to ask, is this bipolar? Or is
yes,
it?
He is.
Okay, and is there a little bit of schizophrenia coming in also?
As far as I know, he has Asperger's, autism, but he's on schizophrenic medication. And what happened is,
Thank you.
When he went to the mental hospital because he tried committing suicide, his mother came to Florida when we were living there and picked him up behind my back. She controls everything. She doesn't let him use the phone. He tried calling me in October, but I think she found out and he had to hang up, so I wasn't able to talk to him. But I've talked to several psychics, even the famous Jack Rourke. He's very famous, and he told me also what you told me, that he would be contacting me and he might bring up divorce, but that he would contact me again and change his mind, and he would actually show up in March. But I wanted to ask you to
didn't let me finish. You didn't let me finish. Oh, I was going to say, okay, so Jack Rourke is obviously correct. So this is what I want to say to you. Okay, so his mother is pulling a lot of the strings. He's more like a puppet right now, and he's not having a lot of control over his own decisions. There's a couple things they want to say. The first thing is, don't be dissuaded. He is going to call. It's going to be a controversial call. Now let me add, this call might be controversial because his mother is listening in or right next to him or on another phone, so to say. So he's saying what he has to say. But he is also going to come and see you. And when he does this, things will pretty much reconcile, okay? They're going to get a lot better. But you have a very difficult, position to make sure that he stays taking the medications that he needs to take, because if he does not take them, there will be a tragedy. There will be a
I was also told that he's dangerous, but he's never been dangerous to me. He used to self-hurt himself, or like if I would talk about divorce out of anger, he would threaten to kill himself, and he even attempted. He drank bleach and other horrible things.
Okay, so I just want to reiterate this, and it's very important for you to understand this. If he does not stay on his medications, there will be a very tragic incident or outcome. So you need to be an advocate for him to stay on his medications, and they're strongly recommended if the two of you do reconcile, and you will, there needs to be like couples counseling at least every other week, okay? It's really imperative, okay?
Yeah.
Now, that's what I can tell you about this situation. I really hope it was very, very helpful.
Oh, it definitely was, sweetheart. Thank you so much. So then he should be calling fairly soon then, right?
I feel like I keep hearing February, but he could call sooner. Now, please remember, when he calls, I feel like I see his mother listening. So whatever he says on that call, I feel like is being instigated by her. She's either standing right next to him or she's on another line. So one of the things you have to take into account is that she is going to be pulling the purse strings or the puppet strings, and she's going to be pretty much commanding that he takes certain actions or says certain things. So while you're talking to him, remain as calm. No matter what he says, just remain calm and peaceful and be in agreement with it. It will not work out the way it sounds on the phone, okay?
Okay, but so it's not going to be a good call at all?
I just hear conflict and controversy. So just be patient, be understanding, and be loving. No matter what gets said, be whole. Don't go to that level, and don't be controversial also, okay? Don't feed into the conflict, okay? That will justify what she wants, okay?
Okay, sweetheart, thank you so much for everything.
Absolutely, my pleasure. You have an absolutely wonderful night.
Thank you. You too. Bye-bye.
You're welcome. You're listening. Okay. We're going to go next to Anina in Nova Scotia, Canada. Anina, how are you?
Good, thanks.
Excellent. I am very excited to help you this evening. Did you have a question or did you want to do a connection?
Yeah, I have a question. I'm just wondering about my relationship. It's kind of like a separated relationship. It's long distance because something's holding us apart right now. So I'm just wondering how that's going to play out.
Okay, can I ask, does his name, I'm getting a name and I don't want to say the name, but does it start with an M?
No, it starts with an A.
I'm just horrible with names. I am not good with names at all. Okay, I just kept hearing a different name. So here's what I'm going to say. Let me just ask that. You want to know if this is going to work out, if you two are going to be together long term. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. You know, here's what I want to say to you. There's so much I want to say, but then I remember I have such a short show. I love my show, but I could do this for 5 hours and not be able to say enough sometimes. So here's the thing. One of the things I want to say to you is we have contracts with certain people as to how long we are supposed to be with these people. And sometimes we want to overstay that contract. What I'm hearing is in 6 months, you will know the answer to this question. So when I ask, and long term is when I ask long term, for each of us, what long term is very different. You know, is this going to be, are they going to be together until they die? Are they going to be together for a year? Are they, you know, that can be, what we consider long term is very different. So I just want to ask it in a different way. So give me one more second while I ask again. Have you two already lived together?
Kind of.
Okay. Okay, so I feel like, and I want to be honest because I promised I would always be honest and tell people what I hear, even if it's not maybe what they want to hear. And I want you to know, you create your world and you can try to change this. I feel like you will not be successful because there are two people involved here. I feel like at the 6 month mark, things are going to start to fall apart a little bit more. Okay. They're going to, if they're not over by that 6 month mark, they're going to really start to fall apart. Now you two can really work on this and try to make it work. However, I just feel like it's going to be very problematic. Whatever is keeping the two of you apart, it's not going away. I don't know if that helps you to understand this a little bit better. And I'm sorry that this probably is not the news that you want, but I really want to be honest instead of giving false hope. Now, you can have a conversation, a really honest conversation with this person, and ask them what are their plans over the next 2 years, and you will get your answer sooner rather than later. Okay? Especially if you read in between the lines. Does that help you? Does that help you a little bit?
A little bit.
Okay. Now, I also want to say that, you know, sometimes people come into our lives and then we spend time with them, and we sometimes know where it's going or not going, but we're just not ready for it yet, right? We're not ready for that next step. We don't want that next step yet. I'm just going to ask if there's absolutely any way the two of you can make this work out.
I thought it was working out fine.
Okay, so here's the thing. Sometimes, and you, within 3 weeks, you're going to know why this is going on like it is, okay? This is the way they're saying it to me, so this is the way I'm going to say it to you. Within 3 weeks, you're going to know why this is going on the way it's going on. Does that make sense to you?
Okay.
So within 3 weeks, you're going to have more understanding. They're going to bring you more information. Now, when I'm in a situation where I want to know what's going to happen, I just ask them, please show me. Please give me the information now. Show me this now. So I know, and inevitably, I will get that information, ready or not, and then I can move on with my life, or I can plan accordingly. It's okay if you do the exact same thing. If you really want to know, just ask, and they will send you that information that you're looking for, okay?
Okay.
I'm sorry that this is not the answer that you want. Did you have another question that you would like to ask?
I guess it's just not, doesn't really clarify a lot, that's all. It's just, like, I'm just wondering, like, what the reason would be, I guess.
And again, they're saying within 3 weeks you'll know. Like, maybe I can't tell you right now. Maybe that maybe you're not supposed to know yet what that reason is, why this is not going to work out. But they're saying that within 3 weeks you're going to have more understanding as to why things might not go the way that you're hoping that they will. So can I ask you, is he living someplace else because of business?
No.
Okay, so go ahead.
I'm living somewhere else because I have a commitment.
Okay, okay. Thank you for saying that. I'm going to ask this question, and I'm getting this. Is there a third person involved in this situation?
Not that I know of.
Okay. What I'm getting,
it's a personal thing. Like, it's not a person. It's I'm in a lease with a car for 3 years, so I can't really leave the country.
Okay, so again, here's the best thing that I can say to you. And I don't know why they're not giving me the full disclosure right now, why they're not telling me why. And sometimes, okay, so sometimes when somebody finds out the news too soon, then it's, they're going back to the thing about contracts and timelines, and that sometimes, whether we want our contract or our timeline to be up or not, it is. So one of the things that I can tell you, just what I'm hearing every time I ask about long term, I just hear a no. Short term, everything is going to be okay. Everything is going to work out. And then I hear right about 6 months, and right about 6 months, and it might not even be something that is, maybe it's not something that's in the picture now, but it might be something that comes into the picture later. Does that, I know that doesn't make sense to you. I know it doesn't, right? You're like, what the heck? This is not what I called for.